Welcome to my channel, beautiful souls. This is a very special and unique channeled messages. I recently visited the Varner Hogg Plantation. I have to admit I was a bit nervous of the spirits that I would encounter on the plantation. Overall, the energy felt very quiet and peaceful while on the tour. I didn't encounter any spirits. This plantation was originally known as the Patent Place. It had 40 to 60 slaves that worked on the plantation. The main source of revenue was sugar. Sugar plantations were often known as having the harshest working conditions. So here are a few photos from the tour that me and my family went on. It's kind of ironic. My youngest wasn't really feeling the tour, and she kept saying, "Mommy is scoey, Mommy is scoey." So, she kind of tuned into certain energies that she didn't feel comfortable with either. I didn't get the best energy from the trees. It felt like sadness. So here are the channeled messages. So over the next few days after visiting the plantation, I felt really sad, just really torn, just thinking about the pain and the suffering that all of those former slaves went through. It was hard for me to wrap my mind around the fact that people were treated like cattle. Why would a spirit made of love agree to such a harsh life? I was honored to make contact with the spirit that lived as a slave. This conversation between her and I reminded me of how important perspective is. It provided me with a whole new outlook regarding my experience on the plantation. I would like to share with you all the messages that she provided me. All slaves may not have had such a perspective. However, I am grateful for the perspective and insight that she provided me. So these were her messages. She says, "We knew nothing but work, sun up to sundown. There was nothing, just hard work under the beaming Texas sun. I just pray for my health so I can keep working." She shows me her feet. "My feet hurt so bad and bleed." She says, "I just pray for the hardening to come." From hardening, I feel like she's referring to her feet like callousing over, becoming harder, so she doesn't have such sensitive feet. So then she goes in to say, "Master doesn't want to hear no complaining, so I just keep working." She says that she believes in God. She says, "He protects me from the harshest punishments. I pray over my children. I know that God watches over them for me." She says, "I'm so grateful that I can keep up with my work." She's referring to her quota that she has each day. She looks forward to go back to her quarters. That is when work ends. She says, "I get to gaze at the stars God has made for us to see. Just a blessing. I'm so thankful for the little things." She says, "I know, child, that you were wondering how I am at peace. God doesn't want you to go through nothing that you can't handle. It'll be all right. Any wrongdoings by people, well, they'll have to speak to God." And she says she wouldn't want to have a bad talk or a bad conversation with God. She shows me herself wiping sweat from her face. She said, "You'll be surprised which situations you can find peace in." She says, "When I work, I find a rhythm and a flow." And then she starts humming a song. She says, "I get lost in the flow, and then dark is here. It is time to rest and be with the stars." She says that remember that peace comes from within. She says that some masters, helpers, are hard on slaves. She said that they're not right. She said they got sick inside. That's why they treat people so bad. She said that they are going to have a bad talk with God, and she shakes her head. She said that she is 67, and she is proud that she is still working, and she's so thankful and grateful for her health. So she begins to wave as she says goodbye, and then she whispers, "Celia." I go by Sella. So it was just such an amazing experience. I was really amazed with the amount of peace and faith that the spirit had, while living amongst these times. I feel that we can all learn something from the messages that she provided. When dealing with others that are coming from a place of fear, anger, or lack, understand that that person isn't whole and is in need of healing. Try your best to meet others with kindness, compassion, and non-judgment. I hope that you all found these channeled messages helpful. I'm wishing you all love and abundance, and until next time, guys.